What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to Psalms Inspires. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Psalms Inspires. Welcome to my first ever video on this podcast that I'm doing. I'd say that this year will not end before I get started on this podcast, and yeah, it's finally happening. I hope that you enjoy the content from this platform, that your life is transformed, and that you get a step closer to your goals and aspirations, the visions that you have. This will be like group therapy or group coaching that we are all doing, all of us learning from each other. So looking forward to your feedback and comments in the video, or however else you're able to reach out to me. Let me know what you think about this video and the content. There are two things that you need to do before the year comes to an end. There are two very important things. In fact, after you watch this video, you need to stop everything else and just do these two things. The two things are reflection and gratitude. Reflection and gratitude. Let's start with the first one, which is reflection. When I think about reflection, is looking back. Looking back on the year, looking back at 2023. There are many things that have taken place. You are a multifaceted individual. There are many things that you're involved in. You're not just a career person. You're not just a family person. You're not just your individual self. You're not just your, friends or the relationships that are in your life. All these things are in you. And so you need to ensure that you're working towards having a balanced approach in terms of life. So when I think about reflection, what I would do is write down all the areas of my life and start, asking myself questions. And if you don't have an idea of what questions, I will post a link I'll post actually some questions in the description that you can use as a template to guide you in terms of the reflection. Why is it important to look back? Looking back is important because think of it this way. If you're driving to go to a different city, for example, and it's like 4 hours away, looking back helps you appreciate how far you've come. And because of you being able to appreciate how far you've come, if, for example, you have 20 minutes remaining, you say, I can withstand that. I can go through that, So reflection is a pillar of hope. Let me call it that way. It's a pillar of hope. It helps you figure out how to encourage yourself and speak a different narrative to the self regarding the future. So it is quite important for you to reflect and think back and just look at your life and be like, this is what has happened actually in 2023, and write it down, speak it like a poster, put it somewhere in your wall, remind yourself. It helps you change the narrative that you're speaking to yourself, and actually defeats, cuts the feet of hope, of hopelessness. So reflection. If I'm reflecting back on 2023, I want to reflect on 70% good things. 30% the things that didn't work out so well. And why that is important is because this is a narrative, this is a perspective that you're giving yourself. So if you just give yourself a negative perspective, it will most probably kill your morale and not build your momentum, because you're trying to build momentum for the new year that is coming. So speak a positive narrative, speak a positive perspective to yourself by doing reflections, and you can use the questions in the description. And before I continue, there's new merchandise out. Psalms Inspires merchandise. Get yourself one of these hoodies. Believe you can, believe you will. Available right now. They will be available until when stocks last. But first ever merchandise. Please go get yourself some merchandise. Positive affirmations that speak to your body, and so change the way you're speaking to yourself. The next thing I would say is gratitude. And why is gratitude important? First of all, I'll say I haven't been doing my gratitude consistently, But for the past 2 years, I've tried the best that I can to keep up with a gratitude list. Gratitude helps you, again, appreciate the things that have taken place, appreciate things, positive things that have happened in your life. And building a gratitude list is so important because it promotes you towards happiness. It promotes you towards, your destination. Think of it this way: life is a journey. When you're thinking about what you want to do next year, 2024, say for example, if you're 30 years old, you're already thinking, man, I'm going into a new decade. There are all these things that I want to achieve. A gratitude list helps you see what have you already achieved. Does that make sense? So it's quite important for you to write a gratitude list and take time. Whenever you're building your reflection and your gratitude, take time. I would actually say spend about 40 minutes in your reflection, 40 minutes in your gratitude, and make an appointment with yourself. Go to a coffee shop, go to the library, create an environment that inspires you to think and write, so that it helps you appreciate life from a new dimension. And then what these two activities will do, they will help you when you're thinking about your future, when you're thinking about the things that you want to do moving forward. So once you go through this process, we'll tackle it next time. You're then able to develop an action plan. First goals and then action plans on how to achieve those goals for the new year. But in order for you to relieve yourself that pressure, separate those two activities. Forecasting and predicting is quite an involving task. Looking back is equally as involving. So take time first to look back, and then out of that, appreciate your vision. Where do you want to go? Build some goals, and then out of that, now be able to build an action plan that will get you there. So yeah, those two things are things that I wanted to share with you today: reflection and gratitude. Stop this video after this. Go do them right now. If you don't do them, you will not have an opportunity 10 years from today or 1 year from today to look back. Can you just imagine looking back and saying, man, this is what I wrote last year, and now look at where I am? Look at now what is happening in my life. Can you imagine if you had your reflection and gratitude list from 10 years ago? If you're 30 when you were 20, if you were 20 when you were 10 years old. And again, it's never too early to teach your kids to do this. Every person in the family needs to take time to reflect and have gratitude. In fact, I would say, print templates and write down, or do it digitally, and you can share it with your friend, a trustable friend. Can share it with a spouse, a significant other person in your life, and someone who you trust. You can show them. They will go through them and say, oh yeah, and they will confirm with you and say, oh, that actually did happen. It would change your perspective, it would change the narrative that you're speaking to yourself, because I think a lot of people are moving into hopelessness and depression because of the narrative, what the self is speaking to them. They are already feeling so much pressure regarding what is about to come, and they have not taken enough time to reflect and say, actually, this is how far I've come. Actually, I'm alive. Actually, this is what has happened this year. So yeah, I hope that this content is helpful, and I hope that you're enjoying and that you're gonna enjoy this channel. And as I said, it's group therapy. It's an opportunity for us to receive free coaching towards your goals and visions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and as well, go get yourself this merchandise. Look at the links below, some helpful links in terms of if you want to know how you can start such a channel and other helpful information. You can find them in the description below. Thank you so much.